Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome in if this is your first time being here. My name is Melissa. This is Empowered Gems Tarot. And in today's reading, we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you in love in the upcoming month of August. Take a deep breath. Choose the deck or crystal that you feel the most intuitively connected to. And once you're ready, scroll down to the description box below to locate the timestamp that will skip you ahead to your chosen reading. Hey, group one, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to this Aqua Obsidian Heart, and this is the Witchcraft and Wizardry Tarot, this will be your reading for the month of August. So we're going to be looking into what's ahead for you in love. Let's go ahead and look at this card to start us off, and then we'll get into the tarot spread that I have planned. So we have the heart chakra being highlighted here. This says self-love. You can only love others as much as you love yourself. So self-love and self-compassion could be a really important theme that you all are navigating through this month in love. So let's kind of dig right into the tarot to see how we can elaborate on this message for you. So what I'm going to be starting off with for this spread is your starting position as it pertains to love in the month of August. So Spirit, what is group one's starting position with their love life in the month of August? Where are they beginning the month? We have the Eight of Pentacles. And what is asking for release this month in love? What's asking to be released this month in love? The Knight of Swords. Ooh, that's an interesting message. And what's coming towards group one? What's coming towards them in love this month? Energy, event, person of significance. We have the World. Okay. And then we're going to be flipping to another deck here to see how you should meet what's coming toward you. And this is my Empowered Action Love Oracle. We're going to start here with these cards, and then we're going to build out with some additional oracles. So how should group one meet this world energy that's coming towards them this month? We have Love Bomb. Interesting. All right. Let's get into this, group one. So you guys are starting off this month in the Eight of Pentacles energy. So I kind of feel like a lot of my group one viewers, you're starting off the month of August, maybe more focused on work or career or material matters. Maybe learning as well could be significant. So this could be literal in the sense that some of you are like learning something that pertains to the work you do. But I do feel with this Eight of Pentacles and self-love energy that's here at the heart of the spread, a lot of you guys, I think, are putting real effort into learning more about self-love, self-care, self-compassion. And the Eight of Pentacles, even though it's not necessarily the most inherently romantic card, it is a card that talks about putting in the work, putting in the effort, being really intentional and dedicated to what you're doing. So that's where you guys are starting off this month. It's like being very intentional, being dedicated, learning and growing and putting in the work to get to where you want to be. And again, this could be for career, this could be your self-love work. Even for some of you, maybe it does have to do with love. Now, the interesting thing about this message with self-love is it's talking about how you can only love others as much as you love yourself. And I do feel for some of my group one viewers that I feel like some of you guys out there tend to pour into others more than you pour into you. You pay closer attention to others more than they pay attention to you in return. Like I am getting this energy for my group one viewers that a lot of you guys struggle with that dynamic in relationships where maybe you're showing up really intentional and dedicated and putting in the work, and maybe it's not always met in reciprocity here. So take that as it resonates with you, but I do feel that that is something that is deeply connected to this self-love and this healing work that you're doing internally. Now, we have the Knight of Swords coming up, and this is to signify what is asking to be released. So this is a really interesting message because This deck, if you guys aren't familiar, it's sort of like a spin-off of a Harry Potter themed deck. And so if you're familiar with that story, this is when, and I think it's in book 2, Chamber of Secrets, where Harry stabs the diary of Tom Riddle, which is a Horcrux, with the basilisk fang, sort of like killing off, that part of Voldemort's soul that's still living and taunting everybody, like terrorizing everybody. Um, and so I feel this is a really interesting metaphor here for you guys, because I think there is something from the past that is still haunting you, or maybe there's even some sort of a deeper shadow work with significance to this self-love energy where you all are being asked this month to let it go, to release it, to purge it from your life, and to do it with the Knight of Swords, with a swiftness, with a decisiveness, with ambition. So, when we talk about what needs to be released this month, or what's asking for release this month, think of it as a part of you that is no longer serving you, a pattern that is no longer serving you, right? Think about the story of this that I just described, where it's like in book number 2, and it's, that piece of his soul that is like terrorizing the school and possessing the students to do all these terrible things, right? So it's like there's some part of your past that's haunting you that is no longer serving you, and spirit is pushing you to let it go. Now, for some of you, there could be an energy of like, this is a person of significance. Knight of Swords could be like an air sign energy of significance, or somebody who would be a little bit more detached from heart. They're definitely somebody who's driven, ambitious, maybe very career oriented for some of you. But there could be something about the way that they're showing up that is highlighting this pattern that we were tapping into here. Okay, so just take it as it resonates for your situation. Now, what spirit is bringing in for you this month is the energy of the world, which is so beautiful. I do feel for some of you guys, there's something about travel with this. Like, some of you guys are going to have the opportunity to travel or go somewhere where you're going to be able to expand your horizons, not only in love, but just in life in general. And there is like this student energy that I'm getting within this spread for a lot of you. So whether it literally is connected to going to school, or maybe going to like university, college, or if it's like you just learning something, and this is more of like your internal spiritual school, right, that you're in, there's an opportunity for growth and expansion here through you moving through this healing work, but also through you purging this Knight of Swords energy, letting it go, and being open to new possibilities. So the world is opening up new possibilities for you this month, in love and in life writ large. And Spirit is asking you to meet it in this love bomb energy. Now, I know that love bombing is problematic. We'll pull more cards to get more insight into what that means. But to me, what this is saying is that Spirit is wanting you to welcome in this new chapter with enthusiasm, right? They're wanting you to welcome in this new chapter with excitement. Maybe even an energy of like, I don't know, saying the thing, like saying the craziest, most excited things that might sound not realistic or over the top, but doing it as a way to get yourself into the right alignment. Almost like hype. I guess maybe it was like almost like hyping yourself up is what I get from that. So let's expand on this with some oracle cards, but it definitely feels Spirit is really wanting you guys to let go of something that is no longer serving you this month, and to move toward new horizons here with the world. So let's continue. Group 1. What else, Spirit, can we tell Group 1 about their love life this month in August? Okay, we have the love call coming up here. I'm going to actually I think I need to push these up just a little bit to give us a bit more space, because we're going to be pulling quite a few more cards here. All right, clarifying this Knight of Swords. What is this about? Twin flames. Wow, that's really interesting. Clarifying the world. Keys on a ring. Okay. Listen. And then we have photograph here. Yeah, there's definitely some travel, vacation, or good times coming up for you guys toward the end of August, I feel, or just in general in the month of August. So let's get some clarity on what we're seeing here. You guys have this love call. So I feel like there is someone you're talking to. Maybe this is somebody at work or somebody that has to do with you unlocking this self-love lesson or investing in or learning more about self-love. But there is like a phone call energy, a talking energy, Eight of Pentacles, putting effort into something through conversation sort of energy. And it's really interesting with the Twin Flames card coming through, right? Because the Twin Flame is usually a mirror. Now, it's really interesting that this is coming up in what needs to be released for you guys. And for some of you, I do feel like there could be some sort of an attachment to this person, this situation, because it feels really intense. Maybe it aligns with the twin flame viewpoint, or that, it's a specific type of spiritual view that people have around this concept. But Spirit is saying it's time to release it here with this Knight of Swords. And so whether it's the belief itself or whether it's the person, the thing about the twin flame journey or this twin flame lesson, we'll say, is that a twin flame is a mirror, right? It is somebody who comes into your life. It's a very intense connection. You are forced to face the shadow sides of yourself. And that's exactly what this Knight of Swords was talking about, right? This person, whoever's in your life, they may not necessarily be here for you to be with forever. They may be here for you to awaken to certain shadow aspects of yourself that it's time to address, right? It's time to metaphorically dissolve, right? Or deal with. So yeah, it's super interesting. I do think there's some sort of work, Eight of Pentacles, inner work, where I feel this is going to be awakened for you. And I do want to say that I feel a little bit of like an anxious buzz in the pit of my stomach as I'm tapping into this energy. So I do feel like some of my group 1 viewers, you're feeling a little activated by the situation, which makes a lot of sense with the twin flame being here. Okay. So what the Spirit is bringing in for you with the World, clarifying, we've got keys on a ring. Okay. This is about having options. This is about having options to expand your prospects, having options and choices in front of you, which marks the beginning of a new cycle, right? The World is an ending, which leads to a beautiful new beginning. And when I look at this version of the World, it's showing this magical school, right? Something where you're going to get to learn and grow through this new chapter. And I do feel like Spirit with this love bomb is wanting you to be excited about that. Now, it doesn't mean you go around and literally love bomb people, right? Because that's not cute. That's irresponsible, right? But there's something here about you guys being able to learn and grow through exploring other options in dating, right? Maybe this is like getting on a dating app. Maybe this is just about putting yourself out there into new spaces. If you're going away to school, right? There's an opportunity for you to learn more through connecting with more people and rotating through options. You know what I mean? And doing so with enthusiasm. You have the photograph here too, as well. So I do feel like Spirit is saying that it's time. I'm drawn to this last line, which just says like, make new memories at the bottom. And this is your time. So whether this is travel, school, some other type of opening that's coming through for you guys, there are beautiful, positive times ahead for you in the month of August. Experiences that you're having, people you're connecting with, that will feel very enjoyable. And while we can still have that nostalgia of missing the twin flame or missing the past person or missing what was, Spirit is wanting you to enthusiastically approach this new beginning. Okay, so let's keep going. I'm so invested, group 1. I'm really excited to hear what is happening with you guys. So keep me posted in the comments. What else can you tell us, please, Spirit, about what's happening in group 1's love life this month? Yeah, so we've got short term, quick fling, endings, and time, which makes sense with that phone call. I think that this twin flame connection that's here, whoever you're meeting, connecting with, talking to, it is meant to be shorter term because it is serving its purpose of awakening you to a shadow that needs to be addressed, specifically connected to your self love and your self worth. And then as you close out this chapter, it's opening you up to a world of new possibilities. Okay, let's get one more. Ooh, we've got the Ice Queen. This says divorcee, mother, and discernment here. Now, this is really interesting that this card says divorcee at the bottom because at the bottom, or not at the bottom, that it says divorcee on the card. At the bottom of this deck, we have a wedding energy. So maybe some of you guys are coming out of like getting a divorce or coming out of a longer term relationship for some of you. The thing about it is that you all are being guided to use your discernment as you move forward with your options. Okay. You all are probably naturally in this state of mind, right? After you go through this twin flame experience and you purge whatever you need to purge from it, I do feel like you are moving forward with dating, because this is here at the bottom of the deck, these options, but you're doing it from a place of the spirit of discernment, not falling for the love bombing of other people, being enthusiastic in your approach, but not suffering fools, right? All right. So let's see. I will say you guys might be a little cold in your heart space toward the end of the month because of what you've been through. But I do feel like Spirit is guiding you to be optimistic, or that you will be feeling good. Especially toward the end of the month, there's this beautiful warm energy that I'm picking up on here, centered around this world card and this photograph. All right, we're going to close it out with just one more card for you guys, group one. Okay, well, that one flew out of the deck, so we're going to take it. But look at this at the bottom. We have new beginnings. Underneath that, we have sentimentality. This is talking about having a hard time letting go, examining photos and thinking about the past, strong emotional feelings while thinking about memories. Yeah, that's what you guys are kind of moving through, I think, toward the end of the month with this photograph. But there's also this new beginning that's here, a fresh start, having an open mind, knowing where you lacked in the past and using that to create success, allowing yourself to adapt, to accept changes that might bring good things to you. I think that's exactly how you guys are ending the month. And even though you might feel a little shut down with this divorcee, ice queen, mother, discernment energy that's here, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's a superpower, right? Because it helps you as you move forward when you're dating and exploring to not fall into like the same patterns and lessons again that you're purging with this Knight of Swords. Okay. We have surrender, not resisting, but going with the flow, which is so funny because at the bottom of my other deck here, we had go with the flow, which is really interesting. May feel mentally and physically relaxed, letting go of judgment and being mindful of the present, which is a really beautiful place to end this message, group one. So that's what I would say. I think as you head into the month of August, go with the flow. Don't force anything to fit if it's not fitting. Definitely focus in on that Knight of Swords, twin flame energy, because there's some powerful lesson that I think whoever you're short-term connecting with at the beginning of the month is teaching you, or something really powerful that they're showing you. And I actually think it's letting you walk into the new chapter feeling much more empowered moving forward with this. Ice Queen is kind of reminding me of a Queen of Swords vibe, right? And so it's okay to feel sad about what happened in the past. It's okay to have a hard time letting someone go when we really care about them. But ultimately, I think Spirit is just wanting you to go with the flow, live in the present moment, love bomb, meaning like have fun, be enthusiastic about new experiences, and just see where things go. I definitely think you guys are going to be doing quite a bit of dating because I feel like you've got multiple options here with the World and that Keys card. So enjoy your month, group one. Comment below. Let me know what's been happening in your love life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye. Hey, group two, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to the Millennial Tarot and this Tiger's Eye crystal, this will be your message. So let's get into your love reading for the month of August. We're going to start off by looking at this card here to get a sense of the overall energy or lesson this month, and then we will jump right into your tarot. So what's next in love? We've got the crown chakra, peace. In stillness, the answer will be revealed. All right, group two. So there may be a need to quiet the noise this month as it pertains to something in your love life. Whether that's people, opinions that you're not asking for, distractions. Essentially, with this crown chakra being here, this tells me that spirit is directly communicating with you this month through about your love life. And so sometimes it can be hard to trust that, to receive those messages when we are anxious or we've got opinions clouding our judgment or other things are distracting us. So stillness and meditation could be significant. All right, Spirit. So let's go ahead and jump in for group two. We want to know what is happening in their love life in the month of August. I want to begin this spread by asking where group two is starting the month of August. What energy are they kicking off this month in as it pertains to their love life? What's the energy that group two are in as it pertains to their love life, beginning of the month of August? Okay, so we've got the Hanged Man in reverse. That's interesting. What is asking to be released this month? We've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Oops. What's coming in for group two this month in love? What's coming in this month for group two? We have the Eight of Pentacles. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Eight of Pentacles. And, and then we're going to grab one of these cards. Almost forgot my plan. How should they receive what's coming towards them? How should group two receive or meet what's coming towards them? This is my Empowered Action Love Oracle. If you guys are curious. We have in and out. All right, let's jump in group two. Overwhelmingly, I feel like Spirit is really wanting you guys to just kind of sit still. You guys are starting off the month with the Hangman in reverse. This card says fun employed. And it's kind of interesting, right? Because it doesn't literally have to mean that you guys are unemployed or fun employed, as the card says, but this is literally somebody relaxing, hanging out, relaxing. And with the Hangman in reverse, the energy you're bringing into the beginning of the month in love indicates that there may be a little bit of a resistance to that. And I feel like this is echoed with this peace energy here. Because Spirit is wanting you all to be still, to quiet your mind, to put something on ice, to lean back and to turn over and look at something from a new and different perspective with that Hangman being here. And I feel like what you're being asked to release with this Wheel of Fortune, it's, the Wheel of Fortune moves, right? It's fast paced, it's unexpected, it's up and down. It's sometimes it's like the universe just throwing us a curveball or fate energy, right? And there's a couple messages that I'm getting with that. We're going to get some clarifiers here in a moment, but my initial thoughts are, I do feel like there's a little bit of worry or anxiety around your love life, group two. And I was picking up on that just slightly when I was tapping into the initial peace card that we got with the crown chakra. But this Wheel of Fortune makes me feel like there's a tendency to always want to be moving or taking a chance or taking a risk or maybe even an energy of like, faded connections, people that we've taken chances on, we've taken leaps of faith on, we've rolled the dice, and it could be resulting in like a similar experience at times. It's also interesting too that this is Bitcoin investment, which, that's definitely something that can be risky to get involved in. Right. And so there's something here about that. I think there's something here, I feel, for some of you guys around maybe taking risks or chances and investing into people, situations, or maybe it's a cycle where it's risky. Like somebody is presenting themselves in a way that's not all what they appear to be. And I feel like Spirit is trying to communicate this with you very clearly, but with the Hangman in reverse, there's like a resistance to receiving it, or just like a difficulty with sitting still and looking at it differently than how you currently look at it. I also feel for some of you, there could be something connected to like money or finances in the way that you're looking at love that Spirit also is guiding you to let go of this month. And that could be, different for everybody, how that manifests. Now, what's coming in for you, what Spirit is bringing you this month in love is the Eight of Pentacles, which is very, very interesting in love. So what I feel for some of you is that you're going to be learning about yourself through work. The Eight of Pentacles, this is definitely showing me a work energy. She's in like professional attire. She's in an office. She's got people flanking her. Maybe it's versions of her getting in her head, right? And making her feel like she's not worthy of something or that she doesn't belong when she really does. So you're going to be put into situations this month with this Eight of Pentacles where you're going to be struggling with imposter syndrome. And this may connect a little bit to your love life. It's interesting too, because sometimes, when we tap into these readings, we might think that it's going to be just specific to like our interpersonal relationships, but you can actually learn a lot about yourself through your relationships with people at work too. So there could be something connected to that for some of you guys this month. Eight of Pentacles also tells me there's work involved in this. So maybe some of you guys are working on your imposter syndrome, working on your confidence in yourself, working on showing up with more authority and power in your love life. And how Spirit is asking you to show up for this is with the energy of in and out, which is kind of interesting, right? I'm getting a message about like easing into it, not forcing yourself into something cold turkey. Well, cold turkey is not the right term for that, but like not necessarily feeling like you need to dive in all the way, but testing the waters is a vibe that I get from that. Like test it out, pull back, test it out, pull back. Let's kind of get some more insight into why that might be for you guys. We're going to go into our next Oracle deck to get clarifiers here. We did have hugs, kisses, and cuddles here at the bottom of this deck. And so that makes me wonder if you guys have someone you're connecting with that maybe you feel like you don't belong or you're not worthy of it. It's going to push you to work on that this month. Or maybe the connection itself is in and out, off and on, which is also pushing some self-examination here, some inner work. All right, let's continue. What else can you tell us, Spirit, about love for group number 2 in the month of August? We have twin flames. Okay. Let's take a look at this Wheel of Fortune, clarifying what needs to be released this month. The Grim Reaper. Wow. Let's like push these up so that we can see the cards just a little bit better. Okay. What's coming in for group 2 this month with this imposter syndrome? The butterfly. That's so beautiful. And tell me more about this in and out. How should they be meeting this moment? The love call. Okay. And then look at that. Not today. That's like a really clear visualization of the in and out energy, in my opinion, because it's like in is the love call, not today is the out, right? Like, so we'll get over to that in a moment. But you all are kind of starting off the month with this twin flame energy connected to that hanged man in reverse. So I would ask yourselves if you are connecting with someone coming into the month of August who is maybe you're not seeing it clearly, maybe you're holding on to it a little bit too tightly, even though there's something about the connection that feels really intense. There's something about it that feels faded, probably with this Wheel of Fortune. There's also something about it that's mirroring something to you guys, right? And I feel like it's connected to this Eight of Pentacles that's here. But sometimes when the Hanged Man is in reverse, this can be a stubborn energy, right? Like where we're just not willing to see it, or we keep engaging with something even though we know it hasn't worked out in the past. We don't want to see it for what it is, right? I'm guilty of that myself. So no shade, no judgment, right? It happens in these situations. But Spirit is very clearly saying that the twin flame, it's connected to this hangman in reverse. So there's a stubborn energy or like a difficulty with sitting still and looking at this from a new and different perspective. And I think it's keeping you with this Wheel of Fortune in a situation that might not be fully ideal for you. We have the Grim Reaper. This talks about the relationship being over, no second chances, grow and transform your life. So that's really interesting, right? Because Spirit is wanting you to release this Wheel of Fortune, this faded energy, maybe this faded connection, the ups and downs, the taking risks and chances and putting yourself out there for something that is, maybe it's run its course. Spirit is saying maybe it has run its course here. And what's coming in for you connected to this Eight of Pentacles is the butterfly. This talks about a relationship evolving to the next phase and healing the inner child and growth, which I think is more about the latter, especially with this imposter syndrome. Because when I look at this card, this is a beautiful energy. We have a beautiful woman here. She looks like really well put together. She's obviously established and she's like doing well in her career. But there's something here where she doesn't believe that she belongs. She doesn't believe that she is qualified or worthy or deserving of being there. And to me, that is coming from inner child with this butterfly. So there will be an opportunity, I feel like, through you guys letting this go, right? Or through you all choosing to see this situation from a new and different perspective, it's actually pushing you to grow and transmute this energy, become more aware of it so that you can transmute and move forward into the next level, into a better place. And so like if there is still somebody that's lingering here, I do think Spirit is saying it's like in and out, right? There's an energy of talking about it, chatting about it, expressing kindness and care and love. And then we also have boundaries here, not dealing hurt, avoiding a conversation or a person, boundaries, still angry, right? And so I think Spirit is saying that's okay. Like if you guys are dealing with the exit of a connection, somebody upset you, somebody treated you poorly, maybe there's still some remnants of that that you're dealing with. Spirit is saying it's okay to meet it in that energy. Set boundaries when you need, engage when it feels authentic to you, and know that through this inner work, you're healing. It's almost like they're saying focus on yourself first as you're navigating. All right, so let's get a couple more here. What else can you tell us, Spirit, for Group 2's love life this month? We have long distance, foreign themes, and distance. So maybe the person you guys are dealing with is not close to you. Like they're not close by. And there even could be an energy of you waiting for them or wanting to go to them. Let's see. And we have friendship, friends, acquaintances, and networking. That's beautiful. Networking is interesting with this Eight of Pentacles. I think that there is an opportunity for you guys with work toward the ending of the month, or maybe just throughout in general, but there's definitely an opportunity with work where you guys are going to be doing more networking, getting out there a little bit more, connecting with people in and out. It's not like a super permanent energy, but it's happening frequently enough that I think it's helping to test your growth around your inner child and healing this imposter syndrome energy. And I think that's why Spirit is saying the in and out is okay to approach this way, because it's like you're engaging when it feels authentic to you. You're engaging when you're in a good space, but you can also set the boundary when you don't feel up for it. So more time with friends, I think, is what you guys are leaning into this month as you are potentially navigating the exit of an older connection. We had past love here at the bottom of the deck. This says in the past and past lover. All right, so let's just close you guys out with one more card here. One more card, Spirit, for group 2. What do they need to know about their love life this month as we end this message? Okay, let's see. We do have attached. This says afraid of the unknown, karmic ties and responsibilities in a committed relationship with someone else. At the bottom of the deck, we do have infatuation. So yeah, I think that's the big part of it, you guys, is like the twin flame, hanged man energy, the long distance energy. It does make me feel like Spirit is awakening you to the fact that there is an attachment to somebody, and there may be a lesson here that you're still navigating through this month. Maybe somebody in this situation is already spoken for, already in a committed relationship with someone else. But either way, they're surfacing for you that there's a deep infatuation here, which makes sense with this long distance energy. And there may be some subconscious fear of the unknown that is keeping you stuck. You know, sometimes we keep ourselves stuck in situations because we feel like there's not enough other options out there. There are no other options out there. Again, it comes back to that imposter syndrome where it's like, you know, that feeling of not belonging or not being respected or not being worthy of a position that we're holding, right? And I think that that's going to be a big part of what you guys are working through this month, is realizing that you do have value, you do have worth. You don't need to be afraid of letting go of a situation that isn't serving you because of a fear that there's nothing else out there, because there is. I think you're going to be connecting a lot more with friends here this month. And I think it's going to help you guys a lot. All right. So let me know in the comments, group 2, what do you guys have planned? What's been happening in your love life leading up to this point? Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next reading really soon. Bye. Hey, group 3, welcome to your reading. If you guys were drawn to this Pray Night Tower and the Everyday Witch Tarot, this is going to be your message. So let's get into your love reading for the month of August. I want to start with this little brown card that's here on the screen, this little oracle card, then we'll get right into the tarot. All right, so we've got solar plexus, shine. You are made up of stardust, so keep sparkling. That is beautiful. That's such a bright, lovely, just warm energy to get. Now, solar plexus is, to me, especially with this message of shine, it does make me feel like there's something about you not being afraid to stand out this month in your love life, group 3. I don't know why, but I feel this energy of like maybe some of you have been a little bit depleted or tired or low vitality. You know, the Pray Night is said to be, oops, as I knock it over, it's said to be a crystal that is the healing crystal for healers. So maybe some of you guys do identify as a healer, whether it's like a spiritual healer, maybe you work in the medical field, right? Some sort of modality where you give a lot of your energy to others. And maybe you feel a little depleted because of that, right? Which is totally normal. That happens. There could also just be an energy of you not being afraid to take up space, right? To be confident in yourself. So let's just jump right in and see what's happening this month. So we're going to start, Spirit, by looking into the energy Group 3 is bringing in to the month of August in their love life. Where are they beginning? Where are they beginning? You know, the Three of Wands. And what is asking to be released this month in love? Okay, so we've got the Four of Pentacles and the Magician coming up together. What is Spirit bringing in for love for Group 3 this month? The Four of Cups, very interesting. And last message, we're going to use my Empowered Action Love Oracle. And we're going to ask how you should meet the moment. How are you guided to meet this Four of Cups energy? How are you guided to meet this Four of Cups energy, Group 3? We have sexy time. Okay. Let's get into this. All right. Let me kind of I want to make sure these are clearly together. All right. So let's jump in group number 3. You guys are starting off the month in this Three of Wands energy. So this is about planning ahead, looking ahead. You can see she's like casting a spell here. So it does make me feel like there's a future-oriented energy to this. So maybe you guys are planning to travel somewhere, Three of Wands. You could be planning to travel to a person. Maybe you're waiting on a person to come back to you. Missing somebody could be significant here. I do notice with this Three of Wands that she's pointed towards like a past energy. So this could be connected to someone or something, like an energy of the past for some of you. It's good because there is like a forward-looking vibe that I get from this, even if there is still a little bit of longing or nostalgia or missing of something, someone, or the past in particular. Now, what they're asking you to release, what's looking to be let go of this month, we had the Four of Pentacles with the Magician coming up together. This is a really interesting combination because it does make me feel like you guys are a little guarded with the Four of Pentacles. Like you could be closed off. You could be protective over yourself, protective over your heart, your space, your energy, right? You can see he's sort of locked in this room here. And there might be with a Magician almost a tendency to perform instead of to really embody, right? Because the Magician is definitely somebody who knows how to create what they desire. They manifest. They know how to manifest. They know how to use the tools and skills they need to generate the activity that they're looking for, the result that they're looking for. But with it being combined with this Four of Pentacles, it almost makes me feel like you guys are manifesting from a place of seclusion or manifesting from a space of lack or manifesting from a place of fear or trying to create from a place of fear. Four of Pentacles can sometimes talk about yes, like I said, guarded energy, being protective over yourself, closed off, not willing to let people in. Sometimes it can talk about attachment stuff. Like I've seen it for like anxious attachment, avoidant attachment, obviously not diagnosing anybody here, but you guys get what I mean, right? If you are familiar with those phrases, sometimes I've seen that with this card in readings before. The interesting thing though is that even though I do feel like you guys are inside or secluded or maybe a little guarded, I do feel like there's this side of you that wants to see what's out there, that wants to look out the window, that wants to maybe even leap out the window in a positive way, right? Who wants to, you see this cat, right? He's looking out the window, curious about what's out there. And so I do feel that drive there. But Spirit is wanting you to let go or release this guarded, secluded energy. Because what's interesting is what's coming toward you is this Four of Cups, which I definitely do feel that you guys are tired or drained or just kind of apathetic this month. I feel like you've got options in front of you that you don't like, or that there is an option coming toward you that you're not seeing this month, but it probably is because you're stuck inside or you're not super open, right? And this is like a sweet energy. You see here the dynamic. It's like somebody here coming in and being concerned and wanting to offer this cup, but almost being a little hesitant about offering it because this person is so not self-absorbed, but just absorbed in whatever state of mind that they're in, this apathy that they're in, or this guardedness that they're in. So there's something coming toward you, and Spirit is wanting you to meet it with this energy of sexy time. So here's what I'm going to say, group 3. If somebody asks you out this month and you don't really feel that into it, I do feel like Spirit is encouraging you to just try it. Sometimes the Four of Cups can be an energy where we just aren't really that into it, or it doesn't look the way we thought it would look. It doesn't feel the way we thought it would feel. And so we just don't even recognize it as a viable option. And sometimes it can end up being a really great opportunity for us if we give it a chance. So that's what I'm feeling. It's like with sexy time, it's giving me this energy of like Spirit wants you to try, like get dressed up, look good, make sure you're looking good, feeling good, get that sparkle back. Just say yes to opportunities that are coming your way, opportunities to connect. And it may not even be that this is like a love offer. This could be like a friend. This almost looks like a little child to me too in this card. So for some of you, this could be like your children or a child, like someone in your life that's wanting to connect with you on an emotional level. I feel like Spirit is wanting you to get dressed up and go like get outside and connect and say yes to offers that are coming your way. Okay. So let's see. What else can you tell us about love this month for group 3, please, Spirit? We have the palm tree. Clarifying this Four of Pentacles, Magician. One card, please, Spirit. The dragonfly, clarifying this Four of Cups. Hand of Cards, exactly. We'll get to that. And then we have Ascending, beautiful. Yeah. I just think that you guys are in a place, coming into the month where you're very relaxed, right? Maybe you're just very relaxed, very zen. Again, with that palm tree, I think some of you guys might be traveling, going somewhere tropical this month. Maybe you guys meet somebody when you go somewhere. I don't know. But this card of the palm tree talks about stability, security, permanence, growth, endurance, and flexibility. So I think you guys are just pretty comfortable, pretty relaxed coming into the month, wanting to create for the future, thinking a lot about the past, maybe not feeling as sparkly and confident as you felt in the past, but wanting to manifest that back into your life. We have the dragonfly, be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light, adapt, change, and heal. So there's a lot of messages here around being flexible, adaptable. Okay. And the Four of Pentacles is not that. The Four of Pentacles is pretty rigid, stubborn energy. It's a closed off energy. So the thing is, you guys, is like, if you want to see a change in your love life, and I think you do, Spirit is saying you've got to do something different than you did before. Right? Like it's time to show up differently. It's time to maybe not take things so seriously, just kind of be a little more lighthearted, be more curious when people come toward you, because you do have someone coming toward you. We've got the Hand of Cards, take a chance, risk, being strategic, options, not showing hand, and gambling. Well, I definitely think there's an energy, if you're not careful, of being closed off, like not showing your hand. But to me, this talks about taking a risk, right? Having options and just trying it out. It doesn't have to be like you're forever. It doesn't have to be like that this is going to be your perfect person, but say yes and take a chance when people ask you to hang out or ask you to do something, even if it's not romantically inclined, if it's a friend, someone else in your life. I think spirit is really wanting you with this sexy time to feel good about yourself again. Maybe to think about your physical beauty, your physical appearance, getting dressed up, things like that can help you feel more sparkly, feel more shiny. So even if inside we feel like kind of guarded and closed off and worn down or just exhausted, whatever it is, when you invest that little bit of effort into your appearance and get out, it helps to kind of break up that energy, right? We have ascending here. This says transcending obstacles, learning, expansion, a new phase, and preparing for union, which is beautiful. I think through you guys getting out there and just saying yes, it is actually helping you prepare for a new phase, for a new chapter in your love life. You're learning, you're growing. And maybe whoever you're going out with or saying yes to, maybe they're not going to be your forever person. I don't know that I feel that they are right now. They could be, but I feel like this energy that I'm picking up on is more about you guys just getting out there. You know, it's preparing you for more. Does that make sense? All right, so let's pull a couple more cards here. Spirit for group 3. What else can you tell my group 3 viewers about their love life this month? We have true love, pure love, and honest connection. Okay. And we have blonde female coming up too with new love at the bottom of the deck. That's what I'm saying. You have a new love opportunity coming towards you. It's an unknown person. And I think also there's something that will pleasantly surprise you guys if you take this chance and allow yourself to open up and come out of this like closed off protective energy. We have destiny here too. So this could be like a chance encounter as well. And we have the young male here, young male and blonde female. So there's kind of a mirrored energy there of like both people taking a more lighthearted approach to this. It doesn't have to mean it's casual or there's just a hookup, but it's like, you know, it just means that you're going with the flow, being more lighthearted, being curious, having fun with it instead of it being so serious and so much pressure on the situation or on yourself. Now, for some of you, this could be the person that's coming towards you. Like maybe they look like this. It's kind of funny that she's called the blonde female, but in this card, she has red hair. I digress. It doesn't necessarily have to be though, because this card typically just talks about, again, like a more laid back approach. Let me look in the guidebook for you guys. This could be your energy also. Maybe that's how you look. Blonde female. This can be a female with blonde, red, or colored hair, or someone who wears a wig. That's highly specific. If you can't place this person, it can depict the laid-back energy of the California girl, the Midwest girl, or the blue jeans girls. It's giving me like Lana Del Rey vibes. This card can also have connections to North America specifically, the West Coast, or Midwest down to Texas. So there's some clues. It just matches up with this energy of spirit wanting you guys to take a more laid back approach to this in your pursuit of true love. Right? Now, I do think this is beautiful. The true love and this pure love, honest connection card that's here is really beautiful because I do feel like that's what you guys are longing for. I think that's what you guys are hoping for. But I just feel like a lot of you are so like closed off to it that you're missing opportunities for it. You know, I think you think a lot about the past or the future and you're like, yes, this is what I want. This is what I feel. I'm worthy of this. And then it's like when it's time to try it out, you're kind of like, maybe you're not ready or not feeling good about yourself yet. All right, let's close it out with one more card for you guys, group 3. Oh, I also wanted to tell you, collaboration and working together came up as well. So there could be a connection to work for some of you where you meet somebody, but I also feel like Spirit is saying like, just try to work with the other person, right? Being collaborative, figuring things out together, being a team. All right, let's grab one more card. We have the Chaser. Interesting. This says, feels unwanted and self-blames, feeling pain and hopelessness in the confusing situation, feeling empty and lost without twin, experiences dark night of the soul. Feels unwanted. Is that how you guys have been feeling lately? That's kind of sad. If you guys do have a tendency of chasing, maybe that's something to unpack here, which is like, it's like a deeper understanding of where that comes from. If we look at the message at the back or at the bottom, it says, I don't know what I did to push you away. Was it something I did? Was it something I said? You told me you love me and you've never felt this way before. Then why did you leave me? Maybe this is something you guys have experienced in dynamics before, which is sort of like left you a bit shut down. Maybe for some of you, this is your own energy of how you're showing up in a situation, because again, it does feel like somebody is trying to pursue you and then like not getting through to you anymore for some of you guys. So that chaser energy is like very interesting because it is about running towards someone or running towards something that isn't quite within reach. And then at the bottom of the deck, we also had false flame. This says causes you emotional distress and creates conflicts. You're unsure of their feelings toward you and you give more than they do. They do not help you grow and you feel uncomfortable around them. That's really interesting. Maybe you guys have just been in some really stressful situations, which would make sense why you're locked down right now with that Four of Pentacles, Four of Cups. I don't think that what you're coming into, though, is this energy this month, you guys. I don't. I think that Spirit is bringing us those cards because they're trying to show you like a deeper reason behind maybe like why something didn't work out in the past with that Three of Wands. This month to me, it just really feels like Spirit is guiding you all to get your sparkle back and just to say yes to doing new things, saying yes to connecting with people and having fun. Whether this blonde female is a friend or there's like a love interest coming up, I do think there is a new person, someone that's going to pleasantly surprise you here. So even if it doesn't look quite like what you would have in mind, I think Spirit is guiding you to just try it out. You might be pleasantly surprised, okay? So let me know, Group 3, what's going on in your love life. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in the next reading soon. Bye.